The world Mora knew was warm, wood smoke and the laughter of children echoing off the thatched roofs, a joyful symphony in a small, timeless village.
Life revolved around the steady rhythms of family, farming, and simple, contented days. It was a life of peace, a secure existence rooted deeply in the land and the love of her people.
It was swallowed without warning, an apocalypse of water and wind descending with the fury of a forgotten god.
The sky turning a bruised purple as a giant storm unleashed a deluge. The river, normally a friend, became a massive, muddy serpent of a flood, tearing through homes and lives.
The water consumed everything Laura had ever cherished, sweeping away people and the very ground beneath her feet. She remembered nothing but the crushing, deafening roar as she was pulled under, until the darkness took her.
She was only an object, relentlessly battered and carried by the indifferent ocean.
Finally washing her ashore and leaving her to lie like a discarded piece of driftwood on the sand of a vast, utterly remote coast.
We've been tracking it for days. It can't be far now.
A landscape alien and brutal, existing in a geological era beyond memory.
She screamed and cried out, her voice thin and immediately swallowed by the colossal scale of the environment. A desperate, ragged cry! Please, answer me!
She began to walk, dragging her weary, wounded form along the line where the turbulent sea met the alien land, searching for any sign of safety in the desolate enormity of the unknown coast. Until, after a short while, her eyes froze on a movement near the tide line.
Her blood ran cold as she witnessed a creature of Nightmand, the colossal python monster. It moved slowly, deliberately, searching the sand and dipping its massive jaws into the seawater. The sight of this monstrous predator instantly replaced her despair with stark, overwhelming terror.
In its colossal indifference, it did not perceive the terrified girl huddled behind the stone.
As she moved cautiously along the shore, the pangs of hunger grew into a fierce, demanding agony that eclipsed her fear.
Forcing her to focus on the immediate need for sustenance, she saw a few large fish flashing near the shallow water. She rushed in, thrashing her hands in a desperate attempt to grab them, but her clumsy, panicked movements only sent them darting into the depths.
Realizing that bare hands were useless against the swift, sleek creatures of the sea, she needed a tool. She turned her attention to the terrifying jungle, needing a weapon, and she ventured cautiously into the shadow of the primeval trees. It was near a murky, silent pond deep within the prehistoric flora that she made an astonishing discovery. With a grunt of exertion, she managed to pull and pry a large, jagged piece from the carcass, her first trophy. She immediately carried her prize back towards the relative safety of the coast, where she searched along the rock face for a suitable workshop. She crawled inside, taking a brief, much-needed moment to rest her exhausted body.
But rest was fleeting, and she immediately set to work.
Using a smaller, harder piece of rock, she began to meticulously grind and sharpen the edges of the elephant bone. The work was arduous, fueled only by her desperate need. She transformed it into a workable knife, a fierce-looking tool that glinted wickedly in the faint light.
Her first true weapon, an extension of her own will.
With this crude but effective bone knife, Mura emerged to select a young, straight tree, slicing at its trunk until the tree fell. She then stripped the branches and leaves.
And sharpened the end of the pole, creating a crude but effective spear.
Armed now with her spear, she was ready to face the sea again.
She returned to the shallow waters, approaching slowly, silently, her eyes honed on the movement of the large fish. Sighting a target, she thrust the spear down with all her might. Missing once, then taking a moment to adjust her aim and strength. She performed a second, successful plunge, finally withdrawing the weapon. A single, thick fish impaled upon the tip, the trophy of her first successful hunt.
Carrying the fish back to the small cave, the final, crucial survival task awaited. Fire.
She took 2 small, hard stones and, kneeling on the cold floor, began the arduous
Grinding and striking them together, feeling the heat build in her hands.
With the fire established, she used her bone knife to prepare the fish, cutting slender wooden skewers to hold the meat over the blaze.
Soon, the cave was filled with the savory, comforting smell of cooking food, a smell of home in a world that was utterly foreign.
She ate the roasted fish until she was full, the deep, satisfying nourishment flowing through her tired body.
Mura, exhausted, fed, and for the first time since the storm, truly safe, curled up by the fire and fell into a deep, peaceful sleep.